You guys still read news? I still read news. I was reading an article today, and it said that the heading of the article is Martin Scorsese doesn't need to defend his long movies. People like them. The movies are too long. Debate has been going on for too long. So for me, when I read this article, my thought process just went back to the pandemic and how the rise of TikTok meant that a lot of people were not prepared for what was coming, right? We saw how much content started to become shorter, and because apparently people's attention spans have become shorter, like people have the attention span, I think it's of a speed or something like that is what they said. But I never truly believed in this statement. As someone who used TikTok, as someone who used to enjoy making TikTok videos, it slowly lost its value to me. I slowly stopped enjoying TikTok, and that was not because of the political afflictions that came from TikTok, but mainly for me, one of the biggest problems I had with it was the content was fast. I'm not somebody, like I do get it with the dances. You want to see the next dance, you want to see the next dance, but at a certain point, the utility value you get out of TikTok becomes less because the content is just too much, and for me, ever since then, I realized I don't really enjoy TikTok as much. And then when you look at long movies, I think I also had issues with them. Like I'm not one to say I enjoy watching a 3 to 4 hour movie. I remember watching Avengers Infinity War, and it felt like it moved so quick, but that movie was also about 3 hours. And then when I was watching Endgame, I was like, no, at what point does this movie actually end? Because that one just felt way, way long. So the tricky bit about it is everybody has their own preference. Some people prefer shorter movies, some people prefer quick, fast paced. You're making these YouTube videos. It's all about the quick cuts. It's all about the quickness. So if you want to get more views, you want to get more this. If you look at Mr. Beast, it's the pacing is quick and short, right? So on YouTube, you want to make an 8-minute video in and out. That seems to be what the audience wants, but I don't believe so. I think that each platform has a demand, right? So when you go on TikTok, people have an expectation of what you can get on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you expect to spend, in the first minute or so to be entertained and you're out. You use TikTok when you're sitting on a toilet seat. You use TikTok, in between things. That's the time where you want to consume a media for 15 seconds. And then on platforms like YouTube, you just want to get information. I think that what has happened with YouTube is that as creators, we've come on this platform, but this platform was not really designed to be a platform for creators, right? And I think YouTube has tried to move their model towards that. And one of the challenges that a lot of people have on this platform is you come and you create content and then you're like, I'm not getting views. Why is that? The platform is not necessarily designed for entertainment purposes. I don't think the platform is even designed for creatives. The platform was designed for people to get information. So when you come on this platform, you're constantly searching for something, and you don't want to spend an hour learning something. You want to learn something real quick. It might be, for example, I used to use YouTube to learn about mathematics, like things that I wouldn't have understood in class. So I'm not really trying to spend 3 hours of my day on YouTube. I'm just trying to get the information that I need and move out. And then based off of each creator, how I interact with their content, it affects how the algorithm views it. I know someone will be saying, but look at these channels, they get many, many views, but look at what type of content that they're creating, right? So what I feel has happened is each platform has its own demand. And then when you look at platforms like Netflix, when you go on Netflix, you're trying to entertain yourself. So you want to watch something that's engaging, and what Netflix wants is for you to binge watch, right? So why people binge watch is you have a day to kill, and you don't want to watch a movie whereby you watch it 3 hours and then it's done. You want to watch something that allows you to stay and keeps you glued to the screen, right? And then I think with cinema, a lot of times when you go to the movie house, you don't necessarily go to a movie house to be like, oh, I want to spend the next 1 hour, 30 minutes watching Avengers Endgame. It's an experience. You want to go there and experience the movie. You want to go there and experience this medium, this classical medium that we've all enjoyed. And I think in cinema, you can get away with making 3-hour movies because people have an expectation that I'm just devoting my afternoon to watching this. I don't know what the runtime is. I don't even think a lot of people look up what the runtime of a movie is. You just there, you watch it until it's over, man. If I spend $40 to get a ticket, I'm pretty much staying until the end credits. So each medium and each platform has a demand on its audience of how much attention you should pay to it. And I think one of the challenges and why this debate has been going on for a long time of, oh, how long should movies be? Are Martin Scorsese's movies too long? I think it's wrong. It's a wrong conversation to have. And I do understand that when his movies do move to streaming, I haven't watched The Irishman, but when his movies do move to streaming, I think they'll have no problem, because I don't think you watch a Martin Scorsese movie for quick entertainment. You watch it for the experience, for the joy of it. I remember watching Wolf of Wall Street. I didn't even know the movie was 3 hours and like 16 minutes. Like, it felt so quick. It felt so good, because it's about that experience, that experience that we get from watching movies. So I think this question that people have of, oh, should you make your content quick? Should you make your content slow? Has the audience lost patience? Is the audience nowadays? I think there's a lot of exaggeration that has come with big data, which is creating problems for creatives and creators, to whereby we're starting to lose sight of what art is in the name of satisfying our target audiences, when our target audience has no understanding of what they want. So an example is, if you clicked on this video and you're watching it until now, I cannot ascertain why, if I was to ask myself, why is someone watching my video? If I was to say, oh, they're watching it because they're trying to get information, the most information that you get in this is, let's have a conversation. So you and I, let's have a conversation. Do you think that movies should get shorter, or do you think that movies should get longer? Like, I watched Avatar, the Way of the Water. I feel like that movie was just way too long for no reason, because it was 3 hours, but 1 hour of it we could have done without. But then that hour that they put in was just to highlight the work that they've done. And I feel like a movie can be 3 hours if the story demands. And I think the critical thing, whether you're making content for 15 seconds, 1 minute, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, is what does the story demand? And are you staying true to the story? I think one of the problems we've had is trying to convert our view of the world to these platforms, rather than staying committed to the story. How long